It broke earlier on in a Strawberry Vale estate in East Finchley. Now, it's a Peabody estate. I used to live in a Peabody flat when I first moved to London, actually, in King's Cross. Hundreds of households have been left without gas, heating and hot water for over 2 weeks. More than 270 homes in the Strawberry Vale estate, East Finchley, have been affected. And this has been going on and on and on. Can you imagine a life like that? It'd be awful, and with no end in sight either. Eliza is here with me now, our reporter. Eliza Phillips. Eliza, why is this happening in this particular estate in the middle of London?
Well, Petri, what I can tell you is that the women here, as you were talking about women earlier, they are having a really, really tough time. As you said, I'm on the Strawberry Vale estate in East Finchley. It's also known as the Peabody estate after the Housing Estate Association that owns it. Now, those living here have been living without gas. It's mainly to cook with for about a month, some of them even longer. That's over 200 homes. Now, they do have electricity, but of course that's more expensive than gas. And a lot of the homeowners here, they're working on a strict budget. A lot of them have 2 or 3 jobs, and it just doesn't allow for extra costs. I'm standing right outside a community centre at the moment where the Housing Association have stuck up a letter about the situation. Now, what they say is a gas meter providing gas supply for cooking facilities has been found to be defective. And that's affected the supply, reducing it to a level that is unsafe. And as a result, the National Grid has isolated it. Now, there are some houses here that have also no hot water. And as a result, this mum has had to change her children's bathing habits.
It's really affecting us because we have to use the kettle if you want to have a shower and give a shower to the kids. And they have to buy electric and cooker to cook.
And how long has this been going on, that you've had to bathe your kids like this?
It's like a month or more than a month, if I'm not wrong on it.
And how are you managing with the cooking?
With the electric. We have to use an electrics.
And people are saying that's a problem because it's obviously a lot more expensive.
It is more expensive because we have to top up more electricity than you used to do. So it's really affected because we have to use in the kettle all the time to boil water, because we're not only one person and you cannot boil in just a little bit, have to boil in a lot because I have 2 kids and myself, so I have to expend it. It's more expensive because we're expending more in electricity.
But to have to bath like that seems absolutely crazy to me.
It is crazy. It's really, really crazy. It's really bad, actually. But I received a letter yesterday, so we're waiting for them to sort out the problem. So I believe they're going to sort out this week. We hope so.
Well, Petri, on my way here, I spoke to one of the local councillors who described the estate as one of the poorest in the country. But on arriving, you can really see that those living here have a real pride in their homes. I've been invited into a number of flats today, and one mum, she showed me the microwave-size electric oven that Peabody have supplied her as an interim solution. Now, she has 3 kids and says it now takes hours to make a family meal. Peabody, what they want to do is they want to swap the estate onto electric, and one of the residents has told me at the moment the properties don't have gas meters, but if electric replaces it, then the meters would be installed and each home would be responsible for their share of the bill. But of course the main dispute, Petri, is the fact that electric is just too pricey, and those living here want to be able to feed their families on gas that they can afford. Now, I have just had a look here at the letter that I was referring to earlier at the community centre, and Peabody are saying that the contractors are on site at the moment, and they're awaiting the arrival of the energy assets to try and fix the situation.
Are Peabody compensating them financially at all for this interim period, Eliza, for the sudden rise in their bills? Having to boil kettles for water is extraordinary.
Well, it absolutely is. And as I understand it at the moment, no. What they have said is that they would buy everybody an electric oven to the value of about £500. But the whole point is that using that oven is just going to be more and more expensive because, of course, as we all know, electricity is a more expensive way of fueling than gas is. And that is the main problem. And that's why everybody is so upset about this.
Eliza Phillips, thank you so much indeed for that report, reporting at the Strawberry Vale estate in East Finchley. Now, I have a statement here from Peabody. It says, we apologise for the continuing disruption at Strawberry Vale. We've offered to provide and install a choice of cookers or hobs to all affected residents for free. This is Eliza was saying. Alternatively, if residents would prefer to obtain their own electric cooker, we will provide £500 to enable them to do so. In the interim, we continue to provide temporary cookers and hot plates. Our staff continue to work with the community and volunteers to support residents. The priority now is to provide safe, long-term solution to prevent residents experiencing further inconvenience and disruption in the future. There was an additional issue this weekend affecting the communal boilers, providing heating and hot water, which was quickly resolved by our contractor. It just seems to be, it's not according to the residents there, of course, but it just seems to be extraordinary, doesn't it, that this kind of switchover can cause such a problem. I know they've had issues, but there'll be more on that story, I'm sure, throughout the week. But